Coming up,
most importantly, our women's professional team.
That was South Florida's new professional women's soccer team. This is a hyperbaric chamber, which is full of pure oxygen for your health. Those are raw dairy products, and we'll find out what makes them special. Plus, new public transit for those living in West Broward and holiday stress management tips from a primary care physician.
All that and more is today on SoFlo Health. Hello and welcome to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie. Thanksgiving is finally in our rearview mirror. We've eaten all the leftovers and we might be thinking to ourselves, you know, I should probably give my body a break before I do this all over again during the holiday season. Whether it's Hanukkah, Christmas, New Year's, whatever you're celebrating, there's a lot of holiday eating to do. So let's build some of those New Year, New Me habits now. One great way to improve your health and your eating habits is to eat fresh and local. But that can be difficult just because life gets in the way. But one way to make it easier is to freeze. When I say freeze, I mean freeze your food. So let's go over some tips on freezing your food. When it comes to meat and seafood, it helps if you divide up your meat or seafood into specific serving sizes and wrap them as tightly as possible. The tighter the wrap, the better. When it comes to something like nuts, it's pretty easy. You just simply put them in a bag, label them, and throw them in the freezer. Probably one of the easiest things to freeze. Herbs, you need to wash and allow them to completely dry, put them in a freezer bag, and press out all of the air. Berries, you want to wash and drain your berries. You can lay them out on a cookie sheet and place them in the freezer to have them individually frozen, or put them in a bag, press out all of the air, and throw them in the freezer. When it comes to cheeses, much like the meat, wrap it very tight, label it, and date it, and throw it in the freezer. For more freezing tips, keep watching SoFlo Health, but first, watch this.
Oh, hello there. I bet you're wondering what I'm doing in this tank.
This is a hyperbaric chamber, and it's full of oxygen, and now me as well. But I basically just kick my shoes off, get inside, they close the door, turn it on, it slowly builds up in pure oxygen for about 8 minutes, and then you just hang out in here and reap the benefits. And to tell you more about the benefits, here's Alex.
I'm Alex Cohen. I'm the yoga and fitness director here at Oasis Fit. Behind you have the hyperbaric chamber. Those machines put oxygen in a high pressure, which is super good to bring oxygen to the brain. At the same time, help to regenerate tissue, which is super good, especially when people come with after surgery. And it's also great to have nutrient distribution in the body. There's a lot of benefit also for people who wants to use it for like longevity, for preventing the deterioration of the brain tissue. I think it's a great part of the recovery process. We use it a lot for people who wants to have an overall fitness goal, like just not the strength part or just to the active part. We have here the hyperbaric chamber as part of the recovery part of the program, which is very important to have the balance between how much you put out and how much you recover.
Besides the benefits that Alex just went over, you can also reap the benefits of collagen production, anti-inflammatory response, blood vessel health. And the only reason I know all of this is because I'm looking it up right now while I'm hanging out in here. Because you can have your phone in here, you can have a laptop, you can do some work. You don't just have to be in here with the low hum by yourself. You can actually get something done, or you can just kick back and relax. So here's Alex with some more uses of the hyperbaric chamber and who it might be for.
This is good for people post-surgery. People also want to be more sharp from the brain. People also have to improve the lung capacity. Athletes wants to increase performance. Also super good to increase the count of oxygen in the blood.
Are there any limits as to who can use these devices?
Yes, we try to keep people above 15 years old, and also it's no good from pregnancy. The machine puts a lot of oxygen on a pressure, so people have ear issues also that are not recommended as well. Otherwise, it's good for everyone, and everyone can get benefit from it.
And how often does someone need to do something like this in order to see benefits? Like, what would you recommend? Once a week?
I would say once a week would be ideal for people, yes. It's also recommended people have like surgery. It's great to recover from surgery, especially like things are like on the skin level. I would say like twice or even 3 times a week, because the more you do, the faster the tissue will recover from the surgery. Come and visit, or we're gonna give you a full 360 experience here at Oasis Fit.
All right. Oh, look at this, huh?
What an experience. I mean, you can be in here for an hour and a half and not know it can go by quickly when I get out here very carefully. And like I said before, you can have your phone, you can have your laptop and get some work done, or just reap all those health benefits however you'd like.
If you live out in West Broward and you've been looking for a lower stress way to commute, we may have found it for you. I'm here at the Miramar Park and Ride and I'm about to meet with Corey of Broward County Transit for a new mode of transportation for you to get down south easily. Let's meet Corey. As promised, I'm now joined by Corey of Broward County Transit. Corey, thanks for having us out here today.
We're so glad to have you.
What's this?
This is one of our coach buses. It's for our express service. This express service will take you from Miramar Park and Ride lot all the way into MIA.
And this is along I-75.
Along I-75.
And who is this best for?
This is for anybody that wants to use it. We stop in Doral, at Jackson Hospital, and we stop in MIA as well.
Yes, Jackson West, and that's a big deal for people that live here out west.
That's right. So if you want to pay as you go, the fare is only $2.65. That's less than a tank of gas. And if you want to buy a monthly pass, it's even cheaper. It's only $95 for a monthly pass. Compare that to a tank of gas coming and going once a week from here to Miami. It's insane. It would cost so much more.
And also, it does say express, and that's what the E is here for, because you're going to be driving in the express lane.
Yes, you're driving the express lane and you're driving by everybody else that's sitting and waiting and frustrated because they're not moving.
Can we take a look inside?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's go.
So first of all, let's start with these seats. Just sit back and relax. You can bring your laptop on. There's a plug to plug in. We have Wi-Fi. We even have reading lights. It's like being in a plane without the turbulence.
Yeah, I love that part especially. A smooth ride, and by the way, talking about being in a plane, I'm about 6 feet tall and I have plenty of leg room here, which is a rare thing for me in any seating situation.
I think one of the major benefits is that you don't have to drive. And driving to most people in South Florida is very aggravating and stressful. And this reduces a person's stress level.
Buses begin picking you up at MIA starting at 3:30 p.m. But what if you need to make it home before then or after the buses are running?
For whatever reason, if you have a problem where you have to stay later, you know, if the boss tells you, hey, I need this done, and there's a deadline that you have to meet and you need to stay beyond the time the bus leaves, we will guarantee you a ride home. Also, if in the middle of the day something comes up and you need to come home, we also will guarantee you a ride home. And we do that through Uber, so it's really simple and easy. And for more information at any point in time about what we do here, you can always visit our website or call us.
Corey, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
You got it.
SoFlo has a new soccer team. We'll meet the owner and a player when SoFlo Health returns.
Focusing on you from your team of experts at Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center, South Florida's only National Cancer Institute designated cancer center.
When Lori Rothman of Delray Beach couldn't cure a really bad cough, she knew something was wrong.
You would have thought that I just smoked a pack of cigarettes maybe in a second.
The 66-year-old retired event planner was diagnosed with neuroendocrine cancer of the lung. She went to see Dr. Aman Chauhan, who specializes in these rare tumors at Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center.
These type of cancer can happen anywhere in the body, from pancreas to your colon, to your midgut and bowels to lung. Majority of patients are unfortunately diagnosed incidentally when they've gotten a scan or a colonoscopy or endoscopy for other reasons.
Because this is a rare form of cancer, Dr. Chauhan says early diagnosis is critical for giving patients the best possible outcomes and quality of life.
I'm proud to say that we have highest number of neuroendocrine cancer protocols anywhere in the world. We had an opportunity to take care of Lori, so we added a medication. It targets certain pathways in neuroendocrine cancers, which slows the tumor growth.
So after like 6-7 weeks, I could tell you that my cough was so much better.
Lori is thankful to spend time with her 4 grandchildren and credits Dr. Chauhan and the Sylvester team.
I cannot thank them enough. I just want to embrace life.
If you just missed the freezing tips we gave you to help you eat fresh, the key things to remember are to push out all air from any container that you're using, especially if it's a plastic bag. And if you're wrapping it in plastic, do so extra tightly. You also want your freezer to remain at freezing temperatures, so keep a thermometer in there to make sure you have everything at the right temperature. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Franke, and here are some other freeze tips, like how long do I keep it in the freezer? Theoretically, you can keep it in the freezer for as long as you want, but when it comes to keeping the food at top-notch quality, you want berries for no longer than 10 months, nuts anywhere between 6 to 12 months, meats can be anywhere from 4 to 12 months depending on the type of meat and how it's stored. Remember, if it's whole, it'll stay longer, but if it's portioned, it'll be easier for you to use later. Fish and seafood is a little bit shorter. When it comes to lean fish, they'll last about 6 months, fatty fish, more like 2 or 3 months, shellfish, 3 to 6 months, and shrimp, you could basically keep in there forever, but we recommend 10 months at the max. Cheeses, 6 months, no matter the kind. More tips to keep eating fresh after you watch this. Welcome to Beyond Bancard Field at NSU, home to Fort Lauderdale United, South Florida's newest soccer team. Let's go meet Tommy, the owner, to find out more.
This is a stadium we just finished the renovations on, added about 7,000 seats, new lights, maintained the grass pitch, field side seats, VIP seats. There's a club within the stadium, a VIP lounge, and it's a great environment for affordable family fun.
So these seats we're in right here, these are the VIP seats?
These are the VIP seats. These are the field side VIP seats, and as you can see, you're right on the pitch. You get the action right in front of you.
10 feet from the field?
10 feet, yeah, 10 feet. You can walk on the field.
Yeah, let's not do that during game action. But
might get in trouble.
Yeah, a little we'll be on the edge here. So what can people expect on game nights?
I mean, just a real awesome, fun environment. Fan zone for the kids outside, 2 hours before the game. Full concessions, starting at soda to beer to liquor and wine.
Who's welcome here? Who should come out?
Any and all, right? We want the whole entire community to come out, get out and see this, beautiful pitch. Most importantly, our women's professional team.
What level of soccer is this?
It's the highest level, Division I women's professional soccer.
What's a little bit of the story of how this came to be?
The USL, which has been around for about 20 plus years, they started a women's league, and I had some contacts within soccer, and ultimately there was an opportunity to bring a franchise to Fort Lauderdale. And kind of with the partnership with NSU, took advantage of that, developed the stadium, and brought women's professional soccer to South Florida.
What do you say we take a minute and we actually talk to one of your players?
Sounds good.
Let's do it. This is Cam. She is a professional soccer player for Fort Lauderdale United. Cam, thanks for spending some time with us today.
Thank you so much for inviting me out here.
Of course. What's happening behind us? What's going on out here?
We're at practice right now, actually. We're about halfway through the week. We're getting ready for a game this weekend.
What do you like about being a part of this team?
I love the fact that we've all come together just to become a family, to be able to compete at the highest level as professional athletes. I'm happy to be able to be out here and give my full production of all the years I've been playing to play at the highest level.
What's it like being a part of a new team?
It's amazing. We get to build it from the ground up. It's standards that we set for ourselves, and we come out and we try to match it every day, excel it as well. So we got to set the standard, and now we're pushing it to make it better for the people that are to come after us.
What's the energy like out here on game night?
It's amazing. It's a thrill. I love playing out here, especially in this community. Everybody wants to come out and support.
Maybe little girls out there that are looking at you and saying, I'd love to do that someday. What would you say to them?
I would say follow your heart, follow your dreams, and follow whatever has been placed in front of you. Everything gets hard. There's always challenges. There's ups and downs. So I'd say keep your head down, keep grinding, and you'll get there eventually.
Isn't Cam great?
Cam's great. She's one of the most energetic players on the team. She plays outside back, center back. Good person, graduate of the University of Texas. Love having her here.
What else do you want people to know about the team?
As a club, we have a juniors academy, a free juniors academy every Saturday at our training facility. For more information on that, you can go to ftlutd.com. We also have a youth volleyball program that's under our brand name of Fort Lauderdale United, with about 400 kids in that program. But overall, come out, support the women's professional sports, and have a good time. The game tonight. So tonight at 7 o'clock against Dallas Trinity. At Beyond Bancard Field. Happy to have you out.
Where can we find tickets?
ftlutd.com.
Excellent. Well, Tommy, I'm excited. Thanks so much for having us out. And if you want to see a game, you can do so tonight.
Definitely.
Thanks a lot. We're at Mount Sinai Medical Center, and we're about to meet Dr. Khan, who is going to talk to us about stress. Have you heard of it? Have you experienced it? Of course you have. So let's go see the doctor.
Firstly, I think stress can manifest in a patient in multiple different ways. Stress can affect someone's mental health. It can affect their physical health. The better question is, what does stress not affect. In terms of things that we can do on a day-to-day basis to try to control our levels of stress, the first and most often overlooked thing that we can do is sleep.
Being able to have some sort of regularity with your sleep is a big baseline for everything else.
Absolutely. And then there's additional things that you can do. You can take moments out of your day to meditate. Exercise is another great thing to do. Go for a walk.
What are some ways that chronic stress can affect your health on a regular basis that you might not even realize?
It can affect your risk for metabolic disease, storing more fat, for having difficulty with muscle mass. It can increase your risk for diabetes, hypertension, strokes, heart attacks. I think it's also important to do regular labs and follow-ups with your physician so that we can be screening you for any hormonal issues or any other underlying medical issues that could be causing you to feel whatever it might be. It's good to have regular tests done, make sure all your vitamins are at the right levels.
When you're seeing your patients, why is it important to have a good relationship with them like you do here at Mount Sinai?
We're here to help. We're in your corner as your physician, and we want to see you thrive and be as healthy as possible.
When it comes to holidays, as much as they are enjoyable, often they can be stressful. Do you think that's also a factor that people should consider?
Absolutely. I think that the holidays are a time for enhanced stress for a lot of people. And I think there are certain things that we can do in the holidays to try to make sure that we're not feeling too much stress. What would be high on the don't list would be avoiding alcohol. I think a lot of people drink excessively over the holidays, and alcohol can have a lot of negative effects on mental health, as well as physically. It can make you feel more dehydrated, fatigued. Whatever you are drinking, drink a little bit less. So skip the eggnog over the holidays. And I think the other thing is that over the holidays, a lot of people worry about overeating. I think it's important to note that one bad meal doesn't necessarily make you unhealthy, just like one good meal wouldn't make you healthy. So try to have less portions of carbs or empty calories and more portions of lean proteins like chicken or turkey, as well as vegetables on your plate.
And you can always use a smaller plate.
That too, exactly.
But my dad just keeps stacking it higher. So
it just goes, height-wise.
Exactly. Well, doctor, if people would like to learn more about what you're doing here, how can they?
I would say visit our website, www.msmc.com, and you can use that link to book an appointment with a primary care physician as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
You got it.
Is raw dairy good or bad for you? Find out after the break on SoFlo Health.
Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and we've been helping you eat fresh after the holidays. We went over some freezing tips earlier, but it's also important to get in some locally sourced food. You can do that by going to your local farmers markets, or in your favorite supermarket, say Publix. They have areas that say fresh from Florida, or they'll tell you the farms that they came from. So get familiar with your local farms like Pero or Swank, and try to source some food from there as well. In fact, we recently went to a farmers market to find out more about raw foods, so watch this. I'm here in Southwest Ranch's farmers market in their raw dairy section. Now, if you look up here, you'll notice that it says that this is not for human consumption, but cats and dogs love it. However, despite that, people have been eating and consuming different forms of raw dairy throughout history until the pasteurization process came along. What are the possible risks? What are the possible benefits? That's what we're here to discover on this segment. So let's start with, how did this all come to be?
The setting? France. The year 1854. This Monsieur Louis Pasteur began studying why milk and other products spoiled. He discovered that bacteria and other microbes were the culprit. This led to the creation of the pasteurization process by first heating and then cooling products to kill much of these microbes. Thus, modern germ theory was beginning to take shape, and general health dramatically increased as we began washing our hands, using antibiotics, and sterilizing medical equipment. Sounds great, right? It is. So why would anyone want to consume raw dairy products in the first place? Besides some people preferring the taste, there may be some health benefits of doing so. The majority of those benefits ironically come from the same microbes we're killing off. The term microbiome has been thrown around a lot recently, and it's the delicate balance of all the microbes in your body. Consumption of fermented foods, probiotic foods, and foods like raw dairy come with a lot of great bacteria that help keep us healthy. The trick is, harmful bacteria can be present as well, which is why Louis Pasteur's findings have been so prolific. However, others argue that the bioavailability of some nutrients is greater in raw dairy. During the pasteurization process, some nutrients are degraded, and enzymes that could help you digest better are also inhibited or destroyed by the heat.
Now, we're not recommending that you consume raw milk, but we do want to share with you the benefits that some people seem to find in them. But if you just keep having pasteurized milk, that's totally on you. But one thing you can safely consume, and is totally legal, is raw cheese, because the process that cheese goes through to become what it is completely natural, and we do that already in many different ways. So if you want to just dabble in this area, start with the cheese, and you can be adventurous if you want. But again, we don't recommend anything. Eating fresh and eating local is just good for your health. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Franke, and we've been going over a few ways that you can eat fresh in your daily life. One that we haven't mentioned that might be obvious, but you don't think about very often, is you can grow your own food. Whether it's a little bit of an herb garden, you want to grow some bananas or mangoes or things that lend themselves to South Florida, that's always an option. And getting your local microbes in you via a little bit of extra dirt is actually very good for your health, as we learned over at the farmer's market. And remember that your local farmers are a great resource for learning about the food that you're putting into your body, especially if you're growing your own or sourcing it locally. And the more you know about the food you're putting into your body, the better. In fact, the more you know about design, the better. So that's why we're going to check in with SoFlo Home Project host and design expert Elena Capra. Elena, what's going on later today on SoFlo Home Project?
Hi Hunter, so today we are looking at the beauty of timeless design. Later today on SoFlo Home Project, we tour a remodeled 1950s home in an updated mid-century modern style.
Thanks, Elena. We'll be watching. And thank you for watching this week's episode of SoFlo Health. Here's what's on the next SoFlo Health.
Oasis Fit has more than just recovery, so we'll check out the gym and we'll meet more of the Fort Lauderdale United team.
As always, if you've missed previous episodes of SoFlo Health and you'd like to catch up, you can do so on SoFloShows.com. You can also follow us using @SoFlo Health to share with us what you're doing to stay healthy. Until next week, it's goodbye and good health.